Hi and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be covering an overview of a game that I cover a lot on this channel, which is Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So what is Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, or SWGOH, called SWGOH by the community, is a mobile hero collector role-playing game. The game basically involves collecting various characters or heroes and upgrading them to use in battle in various game modes. There are two main game modes. There is player versus enemy, or PvE, which is your standard player versus computer interaction that most games have. A lot of this is early game content, but most players will interact with weekly events undertaken with your guild, like raids and territory battles. The other type is player versus player, which is what I am more into. Now, this is the competitive side of the game, where players and guilds will test their mettle as they compete against one another. So there's two main types of PvP. There is the Grand Arena, which is the individual player versus player mode. And then there is the Territory Wars, which is guild versus guild. I focus on Grand Arena, often just called, well, it's Grand Arena Championships. We just call it Grand Arena, or GAC for short. It's the core PvP mode for individual players, where you earn important resources to help continue building up your roster of characters. Grand Arena is set up in seasons. Each season is 3 weeks long, and there is one event per week. Now, each event is a Swiss-style bracket between 8 players. If you don't know what Swiss is, you can look it up, but it's essentially players with the same record will always face each other. 1-0 will face each other. 2-0 will face another 2-0. 1-1 will face another 1-1, and so on and so forth. So there's 3 rounds in a week, and each round is 2 days long. There are 2 phases. There's the setup phase, and then there's the attack phase. Now, the goal of each of these events is to win as many rounds as you can by obtaining more banners than your opponent. Banners are acquired by eliminating enemy teams and clearing the zones that they're guarding for bonus points. So during the setup phase, a player will scout out their opponent and set teams on defense, keeping in mind that the teams they set on defense cannot be used in the attack phase. During the attack phase, a player will attempt to defeat the opposing teams and clear their zones. Now, in a battle, 2 teams will attempt to reduce the other team member's health to 0, which removes them from the battle. Victory is achieved when the opposing team has lost all of its members. Battle is turn-based in this game, so characters will take turns one at a time resolving actions until one side is victorious. At the start of the battle and throughout it, the characters gain turn meter based on their speed, which is a stat inherent to each character. Once a character reaches 100% turn meter, they take a turn and resolve one of their abilities. Now, each character has a unique set of abilities that they can use to influence the battle. Most abilities will center around dealing damage to one or more of the enemies, but many also have additional effects to influence the battle. The most common of these are applying buffs and debuffs. A buff is a positive status effect that gives a character various boosts, such as bonus speed, offense, or defense. Debuffs are negative status effects that harm a character, such as lowering their offense, making them lose a turn, or making them receive extra damage from incoming attacks. Other effects can include calling allies to assist and manipulating turn meter, among other things. So that is a basic overview of what is going on in Star Wars: Galaxy of Heroes, especially if you watch any of the content surrounding Grand Arena, which is a majority of the content being produced for this game. So I hope this helps provide a basic understanding of what's going on. Let me know if there's any other topics you want me to dive into in the comments down below, and I hope you will enjoy all of the other Galaxy of Hero content that I have to offer. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.